Hi everyone, as you know, I'm Tanisha and I'm an Instagram consultant and coach right now. And I'm based out of Visakhapatnam. Previously, I was in Chennai for about 6 years working, did my college, did my undergrad, and then I started working in this very field. I've worked at an agency before and I've interned plus done a full-time job there. And it's been almost a year since I've started my journey on Instagram, and all I can say is I absolutely love content creation. Said that Instagram does not push a lot of videos that are created on third-party apps because Instagram itself has a Reels editor, right? So if you can see, as compared to every other content type, Reels have the highest organic reach. Let me just emphasize on the word highest, organic reach. Pick a weekend, take 20 to 30 minutes and scroll through the Reels section on Instagram. Any audios which you find repeating, right? Any audios which are very repetitive and which have a lot of people creating Reels on is a trending audio.
Please give a big Internet Moguls welcome to Tanisha. Tanisha, you can put on your screen and welcome to Internet Moguls of the world.
Right. Hi everyone, as you know, I'm Tanisha and I'm an Instagram consultant and coach right now. And I'm based out of Visakhapatnam. Previously, I was in Chennai for about 6 years working, did my college, did my undergrad, and then I started working in this very field. I've worked at an agency before and I've interned plus done a full-time job there. And it's been almost a year since I've started my journey on Instagram. And all I can say is I absolutely love content creation. And to top it off, the kind of content creation that I love is the one that helps entrepreneurs like you and brands and personal brands to boost their sales, boost their engagement, and everything on Instagram.
Lovely. I want to speak on behalf of my Internet Moguls of the world community. हम थोड़ा सा डरते हैं कि हम कुछ गलत तो नहीं कह देंगे. हमें ये नहीं पता हम किस टॉपिक के बारे में बात करें. हमें ये नहीं पता कि मेरे तो कोई रील्स देखता नहीं है तो मैं रील्स में क्यों करूं, और मैं एक बार करूं दिन में या 3 बार करूं, और मैं बैकग्राउंड कैसे करूं, मैं सुबह तैयार होके करूं या बिना तैयार होके करूं, मैं कौन सा फिल्टर यूज करूं. जब इतने सारे सवाल आते हैं तो मैं थक के हार जाता हूं, बोलता हूं छोड़ो यार, रील्स ही मत करो. तो हम में से कुछ लोग अभी इस जर्नी में है. सो वी आर होपिंग कि आपकी प्रेजेंटेशन के बाद वी हैव मल्टीपल बल्ब ऑन मोमेंट्स and we start doing reels from tomorrow.
Perfect. So all of you, apart from being internet moguls today, hello to all of you future reelers. I love the energy that you have on the chat right now. And today I'm going to be taking you through a couple of topics which you will definitely find interesting. And this has been strategized based on my expertise and my knowledge, my personal experience with reels as such. So let me get started right away. Now, topic number 1, before we move on, is, are reels really a must-have strategy, right? What do you think? Are reels really a must-have strategy? A quick yes or no in the chat box before I move on to my answer. Perfect. Lovely to see so many of you typing yes in the chat box. Perfect. So let me move on now. This is my answer. Very clearly today, reels are a must-have strategy on Instagram, right? Now, why is it so? Reason number 1, if you can take a look at the screenshot on the left, this is from my Instagram insights, right? So number 1 reason why reels are a must-have strategy is because it helps you reach a wide set of audience without having to put in any budgets, without having to, put in any paid ads for that matter. It's just a matter of creating the right kind of content and sharing it on your reels. This way, you will get amazing brand exposure, whether you are a personal brand, a product-based brand, an influencer, a service-based brand, and anything for that matter, right? So reason number 1, as you can see, is that it gives you amazing brand exposure. As you can see through reels, I was able to reach 1 million non-followers. Apart from 10,000 followers, I was able to reach 1 million non-followers, and so can you. Now, moving on to reason number 2, right? This is a quick comparison between the different types of content and how they perform on Instagram. If you can see, the best performance here is in terms of reels and also for your non-followers, right? Reels were able to reach 1 million people. Posts were able to reach 45.9K people, right? So if you can see, as compared to every other content type, Reels have the highest organic reach. Let me just emphasize on the word highest, organic reach, as you can see in this image right here. Now, moving on to reason number 3. Video form content is the future of Instagram. If you don't believe me, the head of Instagram himself came forward and he created a video on how this is going to be the future of Instagram. Short videos, consumable content in the form of videos, right? Because it generally helps build a better connect with your audience, whether you're performing an action or you're speaking to your audience, right? So anybody here who answered no to the R Reels a really must-have strategy, I'm sure after these 3 reasons, it's a big yes for all of you, right? So that's about how Reels are a must-have strategy or not. Now, basics of shooting a reel. Before I start off, quickly in the chat, tell me how many of you have created reels in the past. If you have, then just say I have. If you haven't, then just say I haven't. Lovely. A lot of you have created reels, so I think you know the importance of this content type on Instagram. Now, I'm going to take you through the basics of shooting a reel one after one. Firstly, what exactly do you need when shooting a reel? You don't need an extensive, video editing software. You don't need a high-end camera. All you need is your phone, right? You need your phone. Either it can be paired with a ring light or with a tripod stand. So you have 2 options. Either you invest in a ring light and create reels with your phone, or you can just create reels in natural light, given that you have a tripod for the ease of creating reels. You can definitely have just your phone as well, but just to make this process easier, this is going to be a short-term, long-term investment actually, which is investing in a ring light or a tripod stand. So I hope it's clear what do you need if you want to shoot a reel. Now, moving forward, how do you exactly batch create reels? Now, it's a very, tedious task to actually go about creating videos every single day. You have to go in front of the mirror, you have to dress up, you have to put on makeup, you have to, decide the idea. But there's a quick way out of this, which is batch creating your reels. Now, what is the process of batch creating reels? Let me show you. There are 6 steps to this. Step number 1 is probably pick a weekend, probably a Saturday or a Sunday when you have a day off from office or any other work that you have. Pick a weekend, take 20 to 30 minutes and scroll through the reel section on Instagram. Any audios which you find repeating, right? Any audios which are very repetitive and which have a lot of people creating reels on is a trending audio. So select 4 to 5 of these audios and save them on your page, right? Save them to a particular collection of yours. Now, the step number 2 is you can maybe select a suitable day when you want to be shooting these reels. It could be any day. It could be, majorly select a daytime so that in case of natural light, that's when you can best create your reels. So select a suitable day, preferably a weekend, because that's when you're going to be free. And select a time slot of 2 to 3 hours just for this shoot. Don't, occupy yourself with anything else apart from this. Put your complete focus on this. Now, moving on to step number 3. Select a pair of 5 to 6 outfits for your shoot day, right? Because you don't want to be wearing the same outfit across all of your reels and make them boring. So have a good contrast of colors throughout your entire page by selecting different pairs of outfits for every reel, right? The next thing is step number 4 is to start shooting. Shoot 4 to 5 reels at a stretch, right? This is called batch creating. When you're creating a set of content in one go and you can utilize it for your future, probably in the next week or the next coming weeks, that's the best way to go about creating reels because you don't have the hassle of creating reels every single day. So all you have to do is shoot 4 to 5 reels at a stretch and make sure to take breaks. Now, a lot of you might ask that, it takes me 1 hour to shoot one reel, or it takes me 3 hours to shoot one reel because I'm camera conscious. Trust me, that was me. I'm an extremely camera shy and camera conscious person for that matter, right? And it took me probably 2 to 3 hours when I shot my first reel because I took plenty of retakes because I was never satisfied with the one, right? So all you have to do is just get into the process of content creation, right? You get into the process, you start loving this process. At first, it's 1 hour, one reel. Moving forward, taking days or months, it becomes 1 hour, 10 reels. That's how it's been for me. And I'm sure that's how it's going to be for you as well, right? So it does not matter if you take a lot of time to shoot your first set of reels, it's fine. As you move forward, you will definitely get the hang of it. So remember, if you want to grow on Instagram, you have to be the face of your brand, regardless of who you are. You have to be the face of your brand, because today on Instagram, human touch matters more than anything, right? A lot of you might be scrolling through reels every single day. How many times has it happened that you have come across a reel which, makes use of just vectors or stock images? Quickly in the chat, tell me if you've come across human faces or stock images. Just let me know in the chat quickly. Which of these two have you majorly seen? Rinky says human, right? So a lot of people say human faces. That's exactly my point, and why a human touch is very important in terms of creating content on Instagram. So get rid of that camera consciousness and don't be, extremely critical about the content that you create, and get started today. Moving on, step number 5, which is after you are done creating your reels, make sure to save them to your drafts, but at the same time, save them to your camera roll as well. Because a lot of times it so happens that Instagram, the app updates itself, or there are new features, and in that case, your drafts might go to a waste, which is why it's always a good thing to do, which is saving your reels to your camera rolls as well as your drafts. The last thing, which is on an everyday basis, and given one point, which is, whenever you are doing your shoot, you don't have to conceptualize and decide the idea then and there. Just do the shoot based on what's trending. And on the day that you are about to upload the reel, you could edit and decide the idea behind that reel on that particular day, right? So just shoot your reels in advance with the trending audio, decide the idea on the day that you are uploading it, edit it with the suitable content which is required, the text which is required, any animations that are required, and trim and combine these clips on that particular day. That's how you go about batch creating your content with ease. You don't have the hassle of creating content every single day. Now, if you got how to batch create reels, just say a yes in the chat box so I can move forward with the next topic, which is some shooting hacks that you need to remember. Perfect. A lot of yes in the comment box, which is, all of you are clearly interested in this topic, and I love that energy. Let's move on to this topic, which is shooting hacks that you have to remember. Hack number 1, the light must be right. You don't have to, stand right in front of the light source, whether it's natural light or whether it's your ring light. Make sure you're not standing right in front of it. You have to stand against the light source so that ample amount of light falls onto you, right? So it's going to be you, it's going to be your phone, and this is going to be your light source, right? So that's how you will get the light right. Point number 2 is the video must be of high quality. Now I have a quick Game of Thrones reference in the picture over here for all of you GOT fans. Make sure that the video quality is not as bad as the, Battle of Winterfell episode where you could not possibly see anything. So yes, make sure that your video has to be of high quality. Now, how do you do that? A couple of points to remember, a couple of do's and don'ts to remember over here. Under the don'ts, number 1, don't use a lot of filters which are grainy or, which reduce the exposure of your reel, which reduce the lighting of your reel. So avoid using any filters which make your reel of a lower quality. Instead, use clear or basic filters, like a no makeup filter, right? That kind of filter really works well. Secondly, avoid any blurry video footages, because Instagram pushes the kind of reels which have a good quality of video. Make sure you avoid any blurry video footages, which is why you should be using a high quality phone camera. The next thing is don't shoot in low lighting areas. As suggested, make sure that you use your natural light or ring light for shooting reels, and don't shoot in the night time. Select, the best time is the golden hours. Anywhere between 12 to 3 is when you can shoot your reels. The next thing is uploading your reel on Instagram when you have a slow internet connection. Make sure to avoid this because of Instagram glitches. A lot of time it so happens that when you're uploading your reel, the text can be distorted or your video quality goes down, which is why make sure you have a high internet connection when you are uploading a reel. And the last thing, which is uploading a high file size. A lot of us might be shooting reels on our phone's camera itself, or probably, editing them on InShot. But what happens here is when you use third party apps, apart from Instagram's own Reels editor, the quality of the video reduces because you're downloading from that particular app and then uploading it on Instagram, or you are probably downloading the 4K version of your video, which again would reduce your video quality. So the best case to do here is to use Instagram's very own Reels editor, which has a lot and plenty of features that you can make use of. Because I recently read a blog which said, from a trusted source, which said that Instagram does not push a lot of videos that are created on third-party apps because Instagram itself has a Reels editor. So avoid doing that and your video quality will be good to go. Moving on to the next point, which is don't shoot from too far away, right? Make sure that you're shooting from your waist up or probably a medium close-up of yourself, provided that the reel requires it. If you're shooting a dance video where you have to show yourself completely, that's when you could probably shoot from a little far away, but make sure that your face is visible in the reel. Like I said, human touch is extremely, extremely important. Moving on to point number 4, avoid wearing any printed outfits, right? Because when you wear printed outfits and when you add text to your reel, chances are that the visibility might get hampered, which is why make sure you're wearing plain outfits. Avoid any printed outfits when you're shooting your reels. And point number 5 is avoid too many background distractions. When you're shooting a reel and you have a messy room, it does not work out well because your viewer does not know where do they have to focus, right? So make sure, there's a quick hack in this, which is go to your Instagram effects and go and search for blurred background. When you search for this effect and apply it on your reels, you are the focus. It appears like a 3D version of yourself on the reel, and everything in the background is just blurred out. So make sure that you install this Instagram effect before you're creating any reel. That's about it with regards to how do you go about shooting a reel. Now, one of the most interesting topics for today, which is the 5 secrets to creating viral reels. A lot of people that I've, come across, a lot of people say that, I've been posting reels every single day consistently, but none of them seem to be going viral. I think my content is really good, but none of them seem to be going viral. A lot of complaints with respect to reels today, which is why I'm here to share with you 5 simple secrets of creating viral reels. Now, if you want me to go ahead, just type secrets in the chat box so I know that all of you are up and listening. Just 2 messages. Oh, perfect. Perfect. So the chat is exploding with the word secrets. So let me just move forward. 5 secrets to creating viral reels. Secret number 1 is having a hook in the first 3 to 5 seconds, right? When you have to catch a fish or when you have to, trap a mouse, what do? You add a bait, right? You add a little cheese and the mouse just comes to you, right? So basically what you have to do is have a hook in the first 3 to 5 seconds of your reel. Because if you are able to sustain your audience through that hook, chances are they will watch the entire reel. What do I mean by a hook? Your audience is often mindlessly scrolling through a number of reels every night, right? But what creates a scroll stopping reel is an amazing hook. There are 2 things which can make it. Number 1 is having an amazing clickbait copy, right? If your text is so impactful that it stops your audience then and there and makes them watch your entire reel, nothing like it. Another thing you can do is have an amazing transition in the picture. right? So today I'm going to tell you, how do you go about creating an amazing clickbait copy? Now, if I were to give you a choice of seeing two reels, one of which is titled as 5 tips for an Instagram bio, another one says the secret recipe for your Instagram bio. Let's say this is one and this is two. Which one would you choose? Tell me in the chat. One or two? Which one would you go forward looking at? Right. So all of you say two. The reason is that this one's a little catchy. It adds a little spice with the words secret recipe, right? This one's a little bland. It's something very simple that nobody wants to look at, right? So the moment I say something like this, you eventually end up watching this reel. How do you come up with titles like these? Let me show you. This is my formula to creating a catchy reel title. Number one is use powerful words like secret, top, best, any of these adjectives that can work well in describing your reel. Number two is give your audience the fear of missing out. How do you do this? You say things like 5 secret reel hacks you cannot miss, 5 secret reel hacks you didn't know, or 5 secret reel hacks you have to know, right? So you're giving your audience the fear of missing out. You're telling them if you do not know these hacks, there's no good, right? If you do not know these hacks, you're doing something wrong. So that's how you have to really give your audience the fear of missing out from your reel and make them watch till the end. And the last point is use numbers. Whenever you're going to read a blog, let's say, for example, you want to read a blog about weight loss, right? What do? There are two blogs. You're reading one about how to lose weight, and another one is about 5 steps to losing weight. You are obviously going to opt for the second one because it has some sense of structure to it, right? It has a sense of organization. In the first one, you're not sure what you're going to get, but in the second one, you are sure you will find 5 points about weight loss, which is why you opt for the second. So to build that sense of structure, wherever you can, try making use of numbers wherever you feel possible. Now, if you combine all of these three, and another bonus point which I want to tell you is address your audience directly as though you are talking to them single-handedly, right? You have to make use of the word you in your reel title so that your audience knows that you are talking to them. Personalize that, personalize the experience for them in your reel. When you combine these 4 points together, the final output turns out as 5 secret reel hacks you cannot miss. And that's exactly what we are looking for, right? This catchy title can help your audience view the entire reel with a lot of interest. So that's the tip number one, which is have a hook in the first 3 to 5 seconds. Now, another way to add a hook, let's say you do not want to follow this particular formula that I just shared with you. Another idea that you could have is to get controversial. Share something with your audience which is probably a rumor, right? Something that they've been believing in strongly, something which is a myth, but you want to break that, right? Share something of that sort in the first 3 to 5 seconds with your audience, and it always works well. Let me show you a quick example of a reel which crossed about 400,000 views. And I presume that the reason is because of the catchy hook in the first half of this reel. So just give me a second while I share my sound with you. And yes. Right. So now if you take a look at this reel, in the first half, I say posting one reel every day is not going to help you grow. I'm breaking a common myth because I know a lot of people just hop onto my DMs and tell me that I've been posting one reel every day consistently and I'm still not going viral. Well, this is the reason why you are not going viral is what I shared in this reel. I'm just saying something controversial, something which is debatable, something which is a myth amongst people who want to grow on Instagram today, right? So that's about creating a catchy title for your reel. Now we'll move on to tip number 2, a read caption to know hack. This is a hack which I've applied on plenty of my reels, and let me share this with you right here.
Don't be shy.
Right. So now what you can do in this particular situation is, let's say your trending audio is for about 5 to 6 seconds, right? Let's say it's a short trending audio, but you have a lot of information to share in those little seconds. What do? You cannot bombard your reel with a lot of text. So you make use of the caption. Now, the first 3 seconds of your reel count as a view. If someone is watching your reel for more than 3 seconds, that's when it counts as a view. So what you do in this case is, you give a quick gist in your reel, in your crisp reel, and you overload them with information in your caption. So while they are reading your caption, your reel is playing in the background, and automatically your views are, repeating, and they are increasing, right? So I'll tell you how this is a win-win situation for you. Number one is that you are providing value to your audience through your caption. So it's a win for them, and you are gaining views out of it. So it's a win for you. So this is the win-win approach that you can follow by using the read caption to know hack. Let me show you a quick reel of mine that went viral, which had absolutely no information as such, but I made use of the read caption to know hack.
Don't be shocked. You're shocked? You're shocked?
Right. So as you can see in the first half, I just shared a quick bit of information, one of my milestones or achievements as such. And towards the end, I say read caption to know how I did this. So automatically, if the first part of my reel is so intriguing that people want to know how I did this and I cannot share it in the reel, they will go and read my long caption about it and gain insights, gain value out of it while my reel plays in the background. This is how you go about the read caption to know hack. Now, I'm not saying that you apply this to every single reel of yours, but a few where you feel you have a lot of information to share and you cannot do it in the reel itself, that's when you can use this particular hack. Moving on to tip number 3, which is right time, right trend. Now, a lot of people today are using every possible trending music that there is. But believe it or not, there is a right time to use a trend. What is it? Number one, it's not when the audio is long before it's trending, right? Don't create a reel on that audio, long before it's trending. Don't create it after the audio has finished trending and now it's out of the picture, right? What you have to do is hop onto this trend correctly when it is at its peak, or slightly before it's about to trend. When you feel that a lot of people have started creating reels on this particular audio, that's when you have to go about creating a reel on that particular audio. So there is always a right time to hop on a trend. Don't do it long before the reel is starting to trend or long after the reel has already finished trending. If you all are with me, just share the number 2 so that I can share with you my last 2 secrets. Just type number 2 in the chat box and I will share with you the last 2 secrets to creating a viral reel. Perfect. So tip number 4 is don't stand still, right? This is not a YouTube video where you're just standing in one position and sharing your insights for the next 15 to 20 minutes. This is a reel. It's a short form of content. It has to be easily consumable, right? Another way to make your reel scroll stopping is to not stand still. You have to show some kind of movement, right? You cannot place statue on your reels. You have to show some kind of movement in the reel, whether you are dancing around or performing some action. Or what you could also do is when you're creating a speech-based reel, see how you can convert that speech into an action-based reel. You're just pointing towards the screen and text appears. That's enough movement for a reel as well. You can, if you are, bound to creating speech-based reels only, make sure that you have a lot of hand gestures in the picture, right? So that's how you have to show your movement on the reel without actually standing like a statue on your reels, right? So this was tip number 4. Now the last tip, right, is your content. You might follow every single secret that I just shared with you, but if your content is not the king of your reel is going down the drain. Remember that, right? So your content matters the most. Whether it's a reel, whether it's a post, or any form of content for that matter, it really matters, right? Now, for example, let's say you are a product-based brand. Remember one thing, As a product based brand, you cannot share overly promotional reels. On Instagram, people hate to be sold to, right? Which is why a lot of us always complain about ads that you're repeatedly seeing, probably on Google or on Instagram or on Facebook. It's because you hate being directly sold to, right? So, what you have to do is remember the key factor. On Instagram, your audience wants one of the few things. Either they want to be helped, they want to be informed, or they need to be entertained with something, they need to feel motivated, or they need to feel inspired, right? So you have to try with different forms of these content and cater to your audience. At the end of your reel, your audience needs to take something back. Either it can be value through a helpful reel, or they could just feel motivated after an inspirational reel, or they could have a good laugh after a meme based reel, right? So you have to do one of the few things if you want to engage your audience on your reel. You cannot just show up there and promote yourself or your products or your services. That's about the 5 secrets to viral reels. And that's how I would like to end this presentation as well. And I hope that this was insightful. If it was, just type insightful in the comment box right now.
All right. Thank you, Tanisha. Take care. My regards to your family
Sure.
and all the best.
Thank you. Thank you.